Are you considering becoming an organization on Outschool, but you're unsure if it's really the next right move for you? Well, today I'm going to share about Outschool organizations, the pros, the cons, and what you need to know before you decide to apply to be an organization on Outschool. Make sure to stay until the end because I will give you the key factor that helped me to decide to take the leap and transition to become an organization on Outschool. My name's Gettys, and I am a full-time Outschool organization owner and teacher coach. Make sure to hit subscribe below because I will be sharing tons of Outschool teacher tips. Okay, so if you have found major success on the Outschool platform, then you may have considered becoming an organization before, or maybe you've heard of other teachers doing this before. What this means is that you're actually able to hire on other teachers to either teach the classes that you have already for you, or to create classes of their own to expand your reach on the Outschool platform. This is a wonderful idea, and it's a way to stop trading your time for money and start creating passive income for yourself. However, there are a lot of things that come with it. Lots of pros, but there's also some cons and some things to consider, and there's legal matters that you have to take into account as well. Okay, so let's talk about some mindset shifts that I had to make in order to transition to become an organization on Outschool. First of all, and this is probably the hardest one for you as well, is giving up control in your teaching business. The fact of the matter is that if you do decide to make this transition, you are no longer the one that's in control of interacting with your students and with your family. However, you have to understand that if you do want to expand and if you want to continue to reach more and more students and grow this business, then you have to give up this control. You have to allow other teachers to come in and take some control as well. You do not have to do everything. And actually, some teachers may be able to do some things better than you too. And even if you can't find a teacher who you think would be better than you at teaching that class or communicating with that family, the fact is that you can't do everything. And it's either you're going to leave things the way that they are, or if you want to grow and being okay with allowing some of those teachers to step in and take some of that over. Another mindset shift that I definitely had to overcome, that you will as well, is understanding that your business can continue to grow, especially on the Outschool platform itself. So you could expand to other topics, or if you're a music teacher like me, to other instruments. You could take a step outside of your niche and expand that a little bit. You could also start creating more flex classes and investing some more time there, so that becomes a little more passive as well. You can even start doing extra marketing where you bring in more students through things like Facebook ads or Instagram ads, or just bringing other students in from personal connections or connecting with people in your community too. A third mindset shift that I had to make in order to become an organization on Outschool was understanding that also my teaching business was bigger than just this platform too. You have to be able to think past Outschool. Outschool is not the end all be all. I love Outschool, but your business can be bigger than just the Outschool platform. Of course, you can offer classes on the Outschool platform, you teaching classes and other teachers teaching them as well, but you could also expand to do things like teachers pay teachers, or sell courses on your own website that are pre-recorded courses too. You could get started on YouTube. You could create a membership for students to join, or start a Patreon. You could do affiliate marketing. You could partner with schools and do in-person workshops. The possibilities here are endless, so just don't let yourself limit your mind to just the platform. Another mindset shift that I had to make to become an Outschool organization is understanding that I can do scary things. And one thing that really scared me about becoming an organization, or not necessarily scared me, but it was just a hurdle that I had never done before and I didn't really understand how to go about, was talking with a lawyer or talking with an accountant and deciding what legal steps would be right for me and for my business. Or it might be scary to invest some money in some coaching so that you understand how to better grow your business, or invest it into some Facebook ads or something like that down the line. I feel like before, when we're teaching as independent teachers, it's easy because it feels like we could change something at any moment. But once you really transition to become an organization, you're a legal entity. It feels like a real business, like you're really, really committing something that's going to be a part of your life for years and years to come. At least that's what it felt like to me. So I know that this can be scary. That leads me into my next mindset shift, which of course is understanding that you can always go back. So if it doesn't work out for whatever reason, or you find that managing teachers and managing a virtual assistant is too much for you, you could always dial it back. work. Of course, you are going to have other people's side income in your hands, which is a really serious thing, and it takes a level of commitment that you have to understand. But at the end of the day, you could always try allowing someone to take over a class, and if you feel like it doesn't go well, then you could take it back over yourself. You can always go back. The only way to truly fail is to never try. So if this is something that you really want to try, then go for it. If something goes wrong down the road, or you find that you don't like managing an organization, then you can always dial it back. Okay, so if you are still working through some of these mindset shifts yourself, then feel free to send me a message on Instagram, voice note me, and let me know what you're thinking and what you're going through. And I am happy to respond and be as transparent as possible and tell you, what I think from my experience as an organization and if I think it's the right fit for you. All right, so let's talk about some of the pros and cons that come with being an organization on Outschool. Of course, the biggest pro is your ability to reach more students. Before you become an organization, you're probably feeling tapped out. You're probably feeling like you're teaching as many classes as you can, but there's still a demand there, and you're not able to fill that demand. It goes past your boundaries for yourself, and you would love to serve those students, but you are just not physically capable, or you don't have the time. Another thing for me personally was that I actually wanted to be able to lower some of my prices. I felt like some of my classes were some of the highest priced classes on Outschool, and I wanted to make them more accessible to students or allow more classes that were more lower ticket, so we were able to reach some of those students that could not afford some of those higher ticket classes. And because I became an organization, I was able to do so, which ultimately is what I want to be able to provide to my students too. Of course, the con there is just understanding that it's not you. You can't control everything in your business. This is kind of one of the mindset topics that we talked about, but you're not going to be able to control every single class or how that teacher interacts with your students or the parents. You can do your best to set them up for success and give them the tools that they need to succeed, but you have to be able to give up that control and allow them to teach. Another pro is the ability to be able to teach because you want to and not necessarily because you have to. So of course, the ability to make an income off of other teachers teaching your classes for you allows you more flexibility in how many hours you need to teach in order to make an income that you can live off of. This is also really nice because you don't have to be on all the time. I know I personally am super extroverted and I love working with kids and I love working with people, but when I do it nonstop, I get so drained. So the ability to really decide how many hours that I want to teach each week, I can really deliver to my students, and I don't feel as much pressure about having to teach a certain amount of hours every week to hit my income goal. The con side of this is that you are going to do more admin work. Becoming an organization does not mean that your working hours are going to go down, at least at first. There's going to be a ton of behind the scenes work and setting teachers up and hiring teachers, finding teachers, getting all of the materials together for them, creating new classes, creating flex classes, responding to messages from more families that you're working with. Just because you're going to be teaching less hours doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be working less hours. It's just less hours that are on teaching, more hours that are behind the scenes with admin work. Another pro is that your potential earnings here are virtually limitless. You can start to hire on more teachers and earn more and more passive income, which is really, really exciting. However, a con here is that it may take longer to be profitable than you think. For the first few months when I transitioned to become an organization, I honestly just maintained our income that we typically make each month, but I actually personally was making less money because I was giving some of those classes to my other teachers. Now, just after about 6 months, I'm really starting to get the hang of things and I understand how our profit can continue to grow, but it really took a while to learn and to figure out how that would fit my business. I've heard from a lot of organization owners that really they're making the same amount of income, they're just working less hours. So just realize that it's going to take a little bit of time to figure this out, but just understanding that it's an investment of your time. In order to get to the end goal, taking the time to figure that out is necessary. So ultimately, here are some questions to ask yourself if you are considering becoming an organization. Some questions you can ask yourself are, what is your why? What is your end goal? And what do you need right now? For me, my end goal and my why was to reach more kids through music. And it came to a point where I realized that, I couldn't do that on my own anymore. And I wanted to serve more kids, but ultimately I couldn't do that by myself. And so that's how I knew that it was time to expand and to bring on some more of these teachers and take those scary legal steps and move forward as an organization. So this is one of my favorite things to work through some of my clients with. If you are feeling like you are ready and you have decided it that you want to apply to become an organization on Outschool, then I am so excited to invite you into my program, Online Teacher to CEO, your roadmap to becoming an organization. So this is for teachers who are ready. They have decided to take the leap and invest their time and their energy and their money into becoming a CEO of that business, learning how to hire on teachers, how to find teachers, hire them on, how to onboard them, how to go through the process of training them and putting your classes in their hands. I'll also help you through the application process so you know exactly what requirements that you need and how to fulfill those requirements and how to fill out your application, all the things. So if you are like me and you're feeling super overwhelmed by the application process to become an organization or by the process of setting up your organization, then this program is for you. I would have done anything to sit down and talk with someone about this when I was making that transition, and that's why I'm so excited to be able to offer this to teachers and to help them through this process. So if you are interested in joining Online Teacher to CEO, then make sure to check the links in the description box below and we'll get you started. Also, next week we will be coming out with a YouTube video that is all about the Outschool application process and how to fulfill those requirements in order to apply to become an organization on Outschool. So make sure to hit the subscription button so you do not miss that video. Also, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye.